Yo, pen friends. Welcome to another edition of Angry Dad Yelling in His Garage. October 2023. And I'm mad. To be honest, I'm mad. I'm disappointed. I'm just in that state of mind. I'm in this state of mind for quite a while and I can't seem to shake it. So I got to just try and get it out, just release it all. And there's a lot to get through. So I want to talk a bit about camp. I want to talk a bit about pen friends, but tied up in all of that is just NFTs in general. And I think maintaining some perspective in all of this. One of my many children, I'll call her out on something and she will say to me, I'm still learning. And she knows that that's a bullshit excuse, and I know it too, and she kind of laughs when she says it, and it's a bit of a joke, and it's kind of charming. But when these, project teams and founders say it, that shit doesn't fly with me. When they say, we tried some things, we're experimenting, we explored, we did our best. We just, in the end, we couldn't make it work. It's like, do that with your own money, motherfucker. You don't get to experiment. You don't get to make an honest try, the old college try at something, learning on the fly with other people's money and then be flippant about it. That's bullshit. That's fucking toxic. How could you ever go to your friends and say, yeah, you guys should really come into Web3. There's great things going on. You might get the chance to mint a project and give a couple $1 million to some asshole from across the world who doesn't really know what he's about. And he's going to fuck you over in the end. And when he does it, he's going to say, I tried. I just couldn't really figure it out. So, my bad. No hard feelings, right, guys? What the what? It boggles my mind. And it happens all the time. And I don't know why I'm surprised. It's been here a couple of years now. And it's seen it a million times. I don't know why I keep being surprised by it. But it's honestly, it's enraging to me. It's absolutely enraging to, number one, to just fly into something and be handed buckets of cash and have no plan at all. Nothing. No plan. And then, after that fails for a while to say, we can't really figure it out. We're out. We're just gonna, and to what? It becomes like a PR play at that point. It's like, please don't call us a rug because we're being honest about it. It's really disheartening, to be honest. And I think, when we look at what's gone on here in the last 6 months, it's like there are so many projects way bigger than Pen Friends that have let us all down. Because that's the thing I think that they don't think about is like, well, yeah, if you're a high profile project and you fuck up and you fail to deliver, you overhype a mediocre or full-on shitty launch, or you full-on rug, whatever the case may be, anytime that whatever you're doing is disappointing, it affects everybody. There's a trickle-down effect that's natural. People don't look at your project in a vacuum. They look at your project and the general sentiment for NFTs suffers across the board. That's what we've seen happen. We all get painted with the same brush, fair or not. And so, all NFT project teams are a little bit at the mercy of the highest market cap projects. So when they fuck up, we all suffer. And that sucks. That sucks because one of the reasons that they became higher market cap was because they were full of shit. That they didn't mind telling you that they were going to be the biggest project on earth, or, we're going to make you millionaires, or any number of other bullshit hype. No problem saying that. And it worked, and for a time it worked. And in the end, people got wrecked. And what's really upsetting to me is like that people on those teams and in those projects where, you had like a massive come down from all-time highs, like they don't seem to really care. I'd be devastated. And maybe I'm too much of a pussy for this space. I don't know, but like I wouldn't be sleeping at night if someone was DMing me saying, "Listen, I just lost. I'm going to lose my house. I bought too many pen friends and they went from, 25,000 to 3,000 a piece, and I'm out and I'm done. I'm cooked. It's over for me. My net worth is toast." I would feel personally responsible. And just, I don't know, man, seeing what people say and how flippant they are and how little they seem to give a shit. Or it's like, wow, we're all degens and we know the rules and, we'll figure it out. It's like, I know that a lot of people in this space got rich through crypto trading. They were here early. They made money. And yeah, it's kind of just magic internet money. It doesn't really have it doesn't hit the same as it does for, some people who maybe they came in the last 2 years and they bought in bull market and they saw things going a certain way and they were sold a story of endless floor price rise and, we're all headed to Valhalla and wag me bullshit and all that. It's like, it's different for them. They got wrecked. And if you're just like, I don't care, then you're a fucking sociopath. Like, I don't know what else to say about it. And I'm really sick about it. I'm super disappointed about seeing all that. What's wrong with you people? Why don't you care? I know there's people with millions and millions and they don't care. They lose $1 million. It's not the end of the world to them because they got millions. But that's not everybody here, not by a long shot. If you have people that are in a project and their PFP went up by $10,000 and they're like, "You changed my life." It's like those same people, if they lost $10,000, that also changes their life. You don't get to like look at these things in isolation only on the positive side. It's like if $10,000 is life-changing to you, it is life-changing to you in either direction. How can you not be devastated? And that's just, if we're ever going to get to the point where we have a lot of people, most of the world in Web3 and hopefully a lot of them participating in NFTs, they're not coming into that environment. Why would they? I've never once told any of my friends to come into Web3 because it's toxic right now. That's the attitude. Everyone's like, "Oh, we're going to promise that we're going to take a project to $10,000, right? $10,000 is FUD. $25,000, $30,000, whatever. We're all going to number one with nothing to back it up. Just how convincing can you be when speaking about it? How many people of influence can you acquire to back up your words, to echo your words, to publicly proclaim that they believe in what you're saying? I want to thoroughly distance our team from that entire mindset and just quickly remind you that, yeah, we minted in March of 2022. It was 1 SOL for each pen friend. We raised 2.2K SOL in that mint. Over the next year, we rev shared 2.2K SOL. I know that there are fluctuations in the value of it, but 1 SOL equals 1 SOL ultimately. And if you minted for 1, you ended up with 1 and you still held your pen friend. For me, huge win. I treat that as a huge win. We're effectively a net zero. We did not draw from the ecosystem. We took 2.2K SOL out. We put 2.2K SOL back into the hands of our holders. Not a lot of projects can say that. Now, on top of that, did we have a second mint? Yes, we did, which was Camp Solana. The vast majority of it we gave away. We raised 800 SOL in that mint. Our prizes for Camp Solana, 800 SOL. 100% of what we earned through that mint was given back. And as I mentioned, 100% or matching funds rather from the Pen Friends mint were returned via rev share. So we are a net zero. We have taken nothing from the ecosystem, absolutely zero. And we're out here 2 years later from when we began, and we're busting our asses every day. And we're not asking anything of you. We don't roll out merch and mark it up 40%. We don't entice you to real life events and mark it up 40%. We're not constantly hitting you guys up for new mints and random bullshit that's going to cost you money just so we can keep ourselves going. We don't believe in that. That's not fair. You hold Pen Friend or Camp Solana or both. That's enough. The idea of continuously milking the community is fucked up. Don't like it. It's our job to make the economics work. We had some money to start with. You know, that was our initial mint funds. What we chose to do with it was to build a business, and we were able to pay that back. And that's great. Do we want to continue doing that? Of course. Do we want to continue building the business? Of course we do. And are the market conditions very difficult? Yes, absolutely. Everybody's broke. And they're broke for a variety of reasons. I mean, very few projects are minting these days. And the ones that did mint out, they don't know what they're doing. You know, they're the Lotus gang and the Lilies of the world. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't really have a plan. They're all just flailing about, desperately trying to come up with a reason to justify their existence and to not make themselves look bad and to try and convince you that you didn't make a huge fucking mistake by minting them or by buying in. Because so many people on the X timeline told you that it was a good idea. And I think it needs to be called out that people need to care more, that the founders need to take it more personally. And I know that it's a hard job leading a project, being on the team of a project and trying to keep holders happy and trying to move things forward. But if you never had a plan, you're going to be exposed. If you never had something that could make you money for when you needed it, you're going to be exposed. With Pen Friends, I know we haven't rev shared in a long time. And believe me, I'm aware of that. But we need revenue to share. And that has been difficult to come by. Also, just to be clear, I've been covering payroll in whole or in part for many, many months. And I don't say that because I want pity. I don't want pity. I just want you to understand that I believe in what we're doing and that I have been investing personally the whole time in building what we're doing, in doing some jobs at a loss just because, in my opinion, they were worth it. That they were dominoes that needed to be lined up. That there's a bigger picture. We're really playing the long game at this point. And I'm 100% fortunate to be in the position to do that. And I know that a lot of these younger dudes that are running projects, they don't have that. They don't have like some, personal funds that they could utilize to keep a project going. Or maybe in some cases they do, but they don't have the conviction to do it. What I'm saying to you is that I had the means, and I believe that it was that this has been the place to do it. We have been investing our time endlessly, our brain power, and also capital. And so if we're in a position, which we have been throughout 2023, where we're operating at a loss, we're not in a position to share. And that's the way of it. And it's really up to you to say, do I believe that that will always be the case? Or do I believe that if this is the type of team that is going to tough it out and not quit and use funds as needed, use personal funds as needed to increase investment in the company, to continue to build in a market that's wicked dry? That's up to you. You could say, do I think they're going to come back? Do I think when the market comes back that we're poised to really take off? Or is it going to be hand to mouth or worse forever? That's your call, man. I mean, what I'm saying is that my personal opinion is that I've bet heavily on we are going to make it. And you can draw your own conclusions from that. I'll never sell shame you. That's up to you. So when we're talking about camp, for example, and we're talking about, people don't want to pay, now there's a registration fee, it's 0.1. And I get that because it's been free up to this point. Please understand where we're coming from with this. Camp was, for Pen Friends holders, a free mint. We gave thousands of campers away for free. In fact, we really only sold maybe 2,400 of them, something like that. The other 7,500, 7,600, we gave away. Pen Friends holders, Trip and Ape Tribe holders, because we were working with them at the time. Maybe some SAC holders. I don't even remember. But just recall that we did not make any money from the mint. We ran camp the first time. We made a bit of money from the store, and we rev shared that with Pen Friends. So not only did Pen Friends not pay to participate in camp, they also got a cut of the store, of the item shop. Pretty sweet for Pen Friends holders. We've since run camp 2 more times. We spent months iterating on camp. We added multiple animations. We rebuilt the customizer. We added a bunch of features to camp. We did a whole bunch of stuff with no funding, with no additional mint. We didn't hit you guys up. We didn't hit the general public up for more money to develop that. We just did it. We did it on our own. And we ran camp 2 more times. And guess what? We didn't make any money. And like I said, we're playing the long game. We're running into camp now and we're saying, okay, let's try it with this registration fee, because the only people that this impacts, by the way, are the people that were never going to buy an item for their camper, right? If you're going to buy an item for your camper, your life is not different at all. It's 0.1, you get an item, life's the same for you. In fact, it's better than it was in previous ones because we have the bounty where if you buy the same item, then you get the 5th one free. If you buy it 4 times, you get the 5th one free. So really, if you get a fishing rod with your registration, you buy 3 fishing rods, you end up with 5 fishing rods for the price of 0.4, which is less than you would have paid when you didn't have a registration fee. So it's not terrible. we are eventually hoping to get to the point where the pod is nice and big, the game is fun, the prizes are good, everyone has a good time, and the team receives some measure of something where it makes sense to continue to develop the game. We would love to do we want to do that. We really like to work on camp, and it would be great if it made sense to do that. We've been doing it for free for a very long time. At some point, it would be nice to not do it for free. So I understand if you're like, man, it hasn't cost anything to do it. It's like, okay, I know, but it might take a year to get there. But I don't think we're being greedy assholes when we say we need to get something. And it might just be burger flipping money. I don't know, but something where there is some kind of sweet spot format wise where as someone participating in the game, you feel rewarded, you feel like the prizes are good. And also on the developer side, it's like, we're not pro bono, you know? And like I said, it's a long game kind of thing there, but how long? How long is the game? So I understand the criticism. We've always worked with you guys to figure out what the best way forward is, but I want you to have that perspective in mind. And I think that also applies to what's going on with Pen Friends. We spent a couple of months, I want to say this year, again, no funds for this, just self-funded to, there's at least 10, there might be 12 memes, meme animations for every pen friend in the collection right now. And, we want to get those out to people. We want to get customization out to people. We want to get smokes emissions out to people because we want to give people an opportunity to earn smokes over the course of a period of time, a longer period of time, where you can get a free commission of an animated PFP. It doesn't have to be Pen Friends. It's meant to be not Pen Friends. So whatever PFP is kind of your main to get an animation like that. You get it for yourself, get it for a friend, whatever, but it becomes free. We charge $150 for those when we do commissions. So it's kind of like you would be getting $150 value just by earning smokes and then using smokes for the thing. These things are all in our minds. We have to plot out what's the best use of our time, because most of the time we have to be working on client things in order to try and make sense of what we're doing and not get evicted. So anytime that we're taking away from client work, we have to try and maximize that time. So it's like where we're delivering something that you guys want, and that isn't crazy time consuming for us, because what a lot of projects do is like they'll just hit you up for money and make you pay and then treat you like the client, really. And we're not too keen on doing that. So trying to avoid a situation like that where there's some cost to holders. Your job is to hold. That's it. Your job is not to continuously fund a project. That's not how it's supposed to work. I know it does, and they have like clever ways of doing that, but we've always felt weird about that, and not. So I think that has been a bit of a struggle to find something where it makes sense as a reward for you for holding, but is not too onerous on us to deliver. Because we don't want to tack on a cost associated with that. So, anyways, I've probably gone on way too long already, but I feel better. So Yeah. If any of you made it this far, I appreciate you. Even if you didn't, I still appreciate you. If you're still holding in October of 2023, you're a you're a legend. And you know, I know we don't have the most vocal community. I think we got a bunch of lurkers. We got some regulars. Um, I'd love to hear from you guys. So DM me anytime if you had questions. Um, I'd like to maybe spend a bit more time getting involved in the space. I honestly, I get such a, on so many of like the Twitter spaces and things like that, I get so, it all feels so wrong. It just feels like we're, we got all our priorities wrong. And I really hope that what's happened here in the last few months kind of just is like a bit of a reset, and everyone starts to look at things the way they always should have looked at them, which is like our job as projects should be, what's the best use of the tech? How do we make something compelling to those who aren't in Web3 yet? We all got brought in here through one promise or another, but what can we do to make something amazing that people can't live without, that people want to actively tell their friends to come in? It's like, this is going to make your life better. That's not a get rich quick scheme, and that's on us. That's on us to do that. And that's what excites me, is the prospect of that, not the prospect of justifying, why we used to be worth 20K and we're going to go back there, because it was totally justified that we were at 20K the first time. We're going to go there and past it because it's even more justified. Nope. No, man. Nope. Sorry. I don't believe in that. So, I want us to focus on the right things and grow together. And things may not happen as quickly as we all want, and that's the reality of it. And I hope that most of you stick around. And I know a lot of you have been here for a long time, and I'm endlessly appreciative. And if you're new and you're here, I appreciate you too. So if this resonates with you, awesome. If it doesn't, good luck to you. And, I hope that the next 6 months are better. Solana is killing it. There are a lot of amazing, great things happening. Google, Shopify, Visa. We made the right choice, man. We're in the right place. But we got to get our priorities right and do the right things and build around those other things that are being built and capitalize on that and get away from the hype cycle bullshit. So anyways, love you all. Pen friends for life. Time for me to shut the fuck up. Triple blink. Good night.